Welcome to the Belmont Business Report. I'm your host, Paul Airasian. The Belmont Business Report is a community service that highlights Belmont businesses so we can meet the owners and learn more about their business. Joining me today is my nephew, Bob Airasian, president of the Watertown-Belmont Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Belmont Business Report, Bob.
Thank you, Paul. Uncle Paul.
Bob, you don't have to tell me a little bit about yourself, but I think it's important if you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how you became interested in the Watertown-Belmont Chamber of Commerce.
Definitely. First, let me say, as president of the Watertown-Belmont Chamber of Commerce, this is a great service you offer to the businesses in Belmont, and I'm sure I know it's been successful, and I'm sure it will continue to be. So we're happy to be here, happy to be a part of it, and anything we can do in the future, let us know. But sure, I'm a realtor in Watertown. I got involved in the Chamber of Commerce, I think it was 9 years ago, to 2002. I was a financial advisor coming out of college. I had a small office in Watertown, and I joined the Chamber. I come from, as you know, a family of small business owners, and one thing that's been pounded into my flesh is that you do have to get involved in the community in order to be successful, and I think that's held true for me. So, you know, I joined the Chamber. I was there as an active member. I was asked to be on the board of directors. I was then nominated to be on the executive board, and now in 2011 I was nominated to serve as president for a 2-year term. So 2011 is almost over. I have a little over a year left, and it's been great so far. Well,
the audience may not know that Bob's dad, my brother, John Airasian, was the first president of the Watertown-Belmont Chamber of Commerce and originated the chapter here. I've been a member of the Chamber for many years as well, and the executive director is Brenda Fanara, who is also a Watertown native. So it's a great organization, and as Bob and I talk more about it, I think you'll see a lot of good reasons to get more involved and to get in touch with them to make sure you know all the services that are offered by the Chamber. And Bob, I think you're in a great position to tell us what makes Watertown and Belmont, especially the business community, so unique as compared to other communities.
Yeah, that's a good question, Paul. You know, we're surrounded by Cambridge, by Waltham, Newton Needham. They all have thriving Chamber of Commerces, and ours is as well. Arlington, another one. But you know, most of those communities have a larger pool of resources to pick from in terms of companies, size of companies, number of companies, whereas in Watertown and Belmont, a very high percentage of our membership base is the 1 to 4 employee company. You know, that could be an attorney who's solely working on his own. It could be a small restaurant. It could be a barbershop. So, you know, I think with the definition of small business, a lot of times in the finance world, a small business is anywhere from 100 to 500 employees. So we're really talking about micro businesses in both Watertown and Belmont, and that certainly makes us unique as compared to, you know, some of the other chambers that surround us, and also some of, you know, just in general the business community that surrounds us. So
it makes everything more personal, I would think.
There's no question. You know Watertown and Belmont very well. You know that most of the folks here that have their businesses have very deep roots. A lot of the folks who own businesses here have lived here or still live here. So, and the Chamber is just one piece of it. There's other organizations, there's other things that folks get involved with. But our members are really the fabric of the community, and we really enjoy that aspect of it.
Well, it sounds like this uniqueness translates into a positive regarding the membership base that we have at the Chamber.
There's no question about it. We love the businesses we have. I think those are the folks that frankly need the most help in this type of economy. So we're happy to provide the programs that we do to these folks, and we hear it on a daily basis. through different events and just through speaking through some of the folks that I know, that it's not easy out there. And you know, the healthcare issue aside, which is really one that has crippled the small business owner, you know, we try and provide them some sort of a platform where they can come, and again, just one piece of their puzzle, but somewhere where they can come to build new relationships, partner with other businesses, share costs. You know, there's a number of ways that the small business owner is trying to figure out how to grow, or not really grow, but to sustain what they've done over the next couple of years until we get out of this economic, what really is an economic crisis. But we've been fortunate in Watertown and Belmont. They're thriving communities. The real estate market has held up very well. Our location alone is terrific in terms of its proximity to the city, to Cambridge, the universities. The public schools here are terrific. The private school options are also terrific. So that's really held both communities together, where the real estate market has maybe sunk other communities that aren't too far away in terms of, you know, driving miles.
Well, you make a good point, and getting back to the benefits of the Chamber, you and I know them very well because we've been very active for many years, but I'd like to show and describe to the new audience that not familiar with all the Chamber benefits that I'm reading from the Chamber book here, which you can pick up at the Watertown-Belmont Chamber on Main Street in Watertown, some of the benefits. Bob and I know them. There's business after hours events. If you have a business, you want to have a highlight, you'd like to focus on a reception and welcome the Watertown business community, that's available as a member. There's advertising opportunities, there's committee involvements, there's 7 or 8 committees. I know Bob and I are very active in a golf tournament, that's a success every year. But as a business, there's also event sponsorship opportunities, group health, dental insurance opportunities, hosting event. There's leads groups, very important for someone that's looking to network or increase their network. Bob, maybe why don't you tell us a little bit about the leads group and what its focus, and I think there's 2 leads group currently.
There are 2, yes. There's a morning leads group and afternoons leads group, and they've become very popular. I mean, one thing that we've figured out, and we know that people join the Chamber for different reasons. That's certainly one of them. A lot of those folks in the leads group pay their dues just to be a part of it. It works really well. It builds somewhat of a referral network for them. You know, there's other aspects that that someone might join the Chamber for, but as you mentioned, the benefits that we offer. We try and do as much as we can with some of the events and the programs that we offer. You know, but it is a lot of the times it's what you make out of it. You know, when you become a member, you need to get involved. If you join a committee, you meet some new people. If you join the leads group, you'll meet some new people. If you start coming to some of the more popular events, you'll certainly be well known and start to get, you know, people will start to recognize your face as opposed to just your name. So I think as a small business owner, it's extremely important to do that, to get out into your community. And it's very hard to, because a lot of these folks, like I said, they carry the burden of the whole ship, and they're doing marketing, they're doing the payroll, so it's hard to kind of wipe that stuff off your desk and kind of pick yourself up and go out and get to an event or get involved. But I think it's a part of the puzzle that some of these folks need to continue to do as they try and build their business.
I agree. I speak with a lot of the small business owners. They say, well, what can the Chamber do for me? And, you know, obviously it's a good question. The answer is you won't know until you look to see all the benefits that the Chamber offers, which is in this book. You'll see the other businesses that are members of the Chamber. And I agree with Bob, too. The responsibilities of a small business owner are intense. You wear 20 hats a day. But there are breakfast networking opportunities, luncheon networking opportunities, business after hours. Some of the events that Bob and Brenda organized so successfully, Again, the business after hours. There's the Taste of the Towns, ribbon cutting ceremonies to celebrate a highlight of your business. That's a chamber benefit. That's a great press opportunity. The golf tournament I mentioned, and the awards dinner, which is probably the culmination that we just had a little while ago. Great networking opportunity. So the answer is try it, because you don't know what if you don't know what the chamber can do for you, you'll never know unless you try it. Try it for a year. Bob and I, Brenda, anyone at the chamber will help you. We'll help you network around.
No
we'll
question.
bring you around. We'll introduce you around. If you're a small business, it won't take much to justify your membership, 1 or 2 new customers, but you have to try it. And Bob is here to help you, his executive committee, Brenda. So really, pick up a book or call the chamber, ask the questions. I think that's important, Bob.
No question about it. I think, again, it comes down to your involvement, but we're here to help, and we can't do it all for you, but we're here to provide you, the plethora of some of the programs, events, and
especially in a struggling economy.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Brings me to my next question is, have your members looked to your organization for help? Obviously, and we mentioned some of the benefits, but tell us what you're doing for some of the members as a chamber. Yeah,
they have looked to us, and they've looked elsewhere. I think there's as a small business owner, I mean, what I hear out there is and we've spoken on behalf of some of these businesses for licensing and permitting requests that they go to the specific town. So that's an important piece as well. But business owners are trying to think out of the box at this point to try and sustain and keep themselves going. A lot of the restaurants are extending hours, maybe trying to add a beverage, a license. Other businesses might be offering other products that they haven't in the past. So that's inside of their own think tank. Where the chamber comes in is, the past year we've done a lot around the political front, and we're not a political organization, but we've provided these folks access to their state representatives. Senator Scott Brown came in.
Cut the red tape with problem solving.
Well, it's an opportunity for them to listen to them and ask questions, and some of the heavy questions that they get hit with on a daily basis, and it's worked out pretty well. We'll continue to do that. Around the healthcare issue, Brenda and I have talked about a healthcare forum where we'll get a panel of people, and that's going to be in the works. We'll continue to do the seminars. We coupled with the Small Business Administration, the local office in Boston, SBA, where they came in and talked about just another resource for a small business. So we're trying to do these types of things, and we'll continue to do them in 2012. So again, it is something to look into. At the very least, come and get a calendar of events that we'll have out probably in January for what's going to happen in the spring. Because there will certainly be a few events there that I think the small business owner would want to come and check out.
Well, you're rounding into your end of your first year, going into your second year of a 2-year term?
2-year term.
2-year
yes.
term. Okay.
Yes.
Well, coming in, I'm sure you had goals and you had a strategy, and you wanted to emphasize certain benefits for the chamber. What are your plans personally to continue to assist the chamber coming into the next year?
Yeah, another good question. What we're going to try and do is make the chamber as valuable as we can. Brenda Fanara does a great job as the executive director. She's got a lot on her plate on a daily basis. And my job and the job of the board of directors, we're all volunteers. So. But we all put in a decent amount of time to try and figure out how we can better the chamber moving forward. And I'm not just thinking about 2012, I'm thinking about beyond 2012. Yeah. So we're trying to get some principles in place and some some events some new events that we'll continue to do that we haven't in the past. And I think they work. I think you have to adapt to the type of economy we're in, and unfortunately it's not great. But we added a lot of members in 2011, more so than we did in 2010. We've lost some as well to relocation, and some unfortunately do go out of business, but we're trying to negate that side of it, to keep the members we have, continue to bring in new faces, because with new faces, it's just new energy, a new pool of people to pick from. And that's another thing we'll do in 2012. We had a membership night in 2010 that went really well, back in February, and we're going to do another one. So we'll ask our board of directors to bring some folks. We'll send out some notices, and you know, certainly any businesses out there that want to come and learn more about it can come and
well, I know firsthand that the Watertown-Belmont Chamber is very lucky to have you as the president and Brenda as the executive director. We covered a lot. I think it's important that the audience pick up the chamber book and see what benefits are good and possible advantages for you. And I want to ask Bob if there's anything you'd like to add to what we covered, or to reinforce what we've said.
Yeah, I just think again, we're not a one-stop shopping. I mean, we should be a piece of your puzzle, though. I've said it a couple times, but I strongly believe that, and we're here to help. There's no question about it. And if there's any suggestions that any businesses have, we're open to hearing about them. But we do have a couple events coming up. We have a networking before hours at the Perkins School for the Blind in Watertown. They have their new Grousbeck Center, which is an amazing complex. So we're going to hold it there, and we're going to have some folks and just mingle and have some light refreshments. And you can check the website, wbcc.org, for that, for more specifics on the times. We'll also have our holiday party, which is always well received, at the Commander's Mansion in Watertown on Arsenal Street. That'll be on December 1st. That will also be on the website, so for more details about specific timing, we welcome any and all to come by and take a look, and feel free to contact me or the Chamber office anytime with questions.
Well, I know you have a lot going on, and you're doing a great job, and you're accomplishing a lot. Tell us again how we can contact you in the Chamber. Yes,
I think the Chamber website has been flashed during this program, wbcc.org. The phone number is 617-926-1017. You could certainly ask for Brenda Finara. She's there every day working hard. If you have questions for me directly, have no problem talking. You can call me at 617-515-1560. I'd be happy to talk to you about it.
Okay. That concludes this segment of the Belmont Business Report. I'd like to thank my guest, my nephew Bob Airasian, president of the Watertown-Belmont Chamber of Commerce. I know I've learned a lot, even though I've been a member, but it's a continually enriching experience to be part of the Chamber, and I hope you've learned a lot too. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you on the next episode of the Belmont Business Report. I'm Paul Airasian, reminding you to support our local businesses.